Welcome to the first in a brand new series. Today we are starting training for the Trans Gran Canaria Classic, 126 kilometers over the centre of Gran Canaria. I've done it twice before, once in boiling hot conditions, once in absolutely freezing conditions. We're really looking forward to this. I'm going to be logging all my training so you can see exactly what I've done, and we're going to be preparing for what will be an awesome mountain adventure in Gran Canaria. Throughout the series, I'm going to take you on my long runs. We're going to show interval sessions, speed sessions. We're going to do some park runs in there as well, of course. We're going to do hill sessions as well, some interval hill sessions or some long runs with hills in. So we're going to be covering a wide range of different kinds of running. And I'm very excited to say that the whole series is being sponsored by Flying Burrito. This fantastic shirt that I'm wearing now, many of you will have seen me wearing the Flying Burrito shirts, particularly the yellow one that was my first one on many of my runs. And I'm really delighted to have Flying Burrito on board to sponsor this series. If you want a Flying Burrito shirt, the link is in the description with a discount code. But I'll tell you plenty more about Flying Burrito as the series goes on. But it's not just me running the Trans Gran Canaria Classic this year. We've got a lot of friends from the UK going out there as well, including my long-time running buddy Richard. You all know Richard if you follow the channel. We're going out there with our families to have a little bit of a holiday as well. There's also Ben and Sarah, Ben Parks and Sarah Place. Hopefully if they're not injured, they will be out there as well, so it'd be lovely to see them. Gavin Dale and Mark Derbyshire, legends of the UK ultra running scene at the moment, they'll be out there. And finally, James Elson from Centurion Running, race director of Centurion Running and the South Downs Way 100. And the reason for that is because Trans Gran Canaria Classic and South Downs Way are both in the World Trail Majors series. Now you might well be wondering why I'm going to be including fast interval training into my training block for Gran Canaria. Two reasons for that. One, and most importantly, interval training is the best way to increase your VO2 max. VO2 max is still important when doing long distance races. Not only do you need endurance, but you need that VO2 max for climbing those hills. Being able to hold large amounts of oxygen in those blood cells will do your muscles the world of good when it comes to climbing those steep hills in Gran Canaria. And also, we still need speed for ultras. You still want to run as fast as is reasonably possible. Even though we're going 126 kilometers, the faster we can do it, the quicker we finish, the better time we get, of course. The second reason, you're going to kill me for this. Over the years, I've learned that to get a fast time in a marathon, you cannot train for ultras at the same time. What am I doing in April? I'm running the Manchester Marathon. So I'd really like to get quite a good time there. And I know that doing the Gran Canaria race is probably not the best idea, but here's the other thing. It's only running. And sometimes life gets in the way. And I'd like to train as well as I can, but I'm not going to let my training impact my enjoyment of life. And we have the opportunity to go on holiday to Gran Canaria. We have the opportunity to go and run the Trans Gran Canaria Classic. It just so happens, unfortunately, it clashes with my training for the Manchester Marathon, but who cares? We're just going to have fun, enjoy ourselves. If I can get a good time at Manchester, then great. If my Trans Gran Canaria race impacts it, so be it. We're not going to cry about it. But just bear it in mind, if it is important to you to get a really good time at a specific distance, train for that distance. You cannot train for a 100-mile race and train for a 10k PB at the same time. It just won't work. Although sometimes it might. So let's start looking back at my training so far. This is the second week I'm on now, so it's Tuesday today that I'm filming this. So last week was my first week. We started on Monday the 30th of December with an easy 5k. We were up in Liverpool during the Christmas week, and Liverpool is notoriously flat, so there were no hills during my time in Liverpool. 5k easy on Monday. On Tuesday I did 22 kilometers, basically 22 kilometers to round off the year's running with 3,500 kilometers of running. I'd noticed on Strava that if I did 22k I would make 3,500. So I did that, and I did it generally as a low tempo session, but then speeded up towards the end. Wednesday was New Year's Day, and of course New Year's Day is parkrun day, so we went across the River Mersey from Liverpool to Birkenhead to run Birkenhead Parkrun in the beautiful Birkenhead Park, which was the inspiration for Central Park in New York, by the way. You go and watch my video, click up there and you can see my Birkenhead Parkrun. I did it nice and easy because I was tired from the run the day before, and of course we stayed up late for New Year's Eve celebrations. On Thursday it was time to leave Liverpool and get over to North Wales for some hill work. And we took the family to Snowdon, which we quite often do on New Year. And we climbed up the Ranger Path. Now I went up it first on my own, ran up it as much as I could, made it there in a reasonable time, and then we did it again with the family. That was Thursday. And that video should be out on the channel very soon, so look out for our Snowdon adventure coming soon on the channel. If you're not subscribed, by the way, please do that now. Thank you very much. On Friday, we were back home in Worthing, and I took it as a cross-training day. So I'm trying to build a bit more core strength and flexibility into this training block. So I'm going to body balance, which is a mixture of Tai Chi, yoga, and Pilates. So I did that on Friday. And that brings us to the weekend and Saturday's parkrun in Worthing, where I did try for a time. I did do it as a speed session, 19 minutes 38, as fast as I could go. Pleased with that, given we've had the Christmas excess. So that was Saturday's 5k, hard 5k. Now normally Sunday would be long run day, and I did plan to go out and do actually a marathon distance on Sunday, but the weather, as I'm sure you know if you live in the UK, was absolutely horrendous. So I didn't do a marathon on Sunday. I had to settle for 10 miles, nice and easy, with Mrs. C along the seafront. Now, having said that I bailed doing a marathon in the bad weather on Sunday, look at this session that my buddy Richard did on Sunday. He did a marathon, but a marathon of hill intervals. Now that's dedication. Well done, Richard. Now, if you watched my series before, you'll know that I often provide you with a spreadsheet with loads of heart rate data on and information about how many hard efforts I've done, how many easy efforts I've done, etc. I don't want to rely on the spreadsheet this week because I've been wearing my watch for heart rate and the data is not accurate. So about 5k of really hard effort this week, and everything else pretty much relatively easy. There was a little bit of tempo effort in there. Certainly in the long run I did in Liverpool, and climbing up Snowdon probably raised my heart rate quite a bit. But let's not rely on the heart rate this week, and we'll try and wear a heart rate strap next week. I hope you guys realise that I would never work with a company whose products I didn't love, I didn't think were awesome, and that goes for all my sponsors, Noble Pro, Protein Rebel, but particularly for this series, Flying Burrito, whose shirts I've absolutely fallen in love with. I contacted them, they didn't contact me, I contacted them because I think their shirts are fantastic. If you do too, please let me know in the comments below. If you'd like a branded Film My Run Flying Burrito top, then let me know as well, or let Flying Burrito know, because we have some made up. I'm wearing one right now, but they're not planned for mass production. So if you'd like one, we might be able to sort that out. We'll just have to see. Thank you so much for watching. Please do watch all the episodes in the series. If you'd like to watch the last time I ran the Trans Gran Canaria race, click that link right there. It was a particularly monumental race. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you could do that now. And I will see you guys on the start line next time. Bye bye.